Up on Network Africa. Countries around the world celebrate the new year. President Cyril Ramaphosa pledges to work with fellow African leaders to forge ahead with the Continental Free Trade Area. Plus, former Guinea-Bissau Prime Minister Embalo wins presidential elections. A happy new year to you. Welcome to the program. I'm Teniola Shoboale. We begin here in Nigeria, where President Muhammadu Buhari has promised to strengthen the fight against violent extremism and other forms of insecurity in the country in order to ensure the safety of all Nigerians. A New Year message from President Buhari says the federal government will continue to work with state governors, neighboring states and international partners to tackle the root causes of violent extremism and the networks that help finance and organize terror. The president also used the medium to assure Nigerians that the ongoing joint land border security exercise is intended to safeguard Nigeria's economy and security, adding that normal cross-border movements will resume as soon as the safeguards are deemed adequate. The president asked Nigerians to expect to see certain infrastructure projects this year, including 47 road projects to be completed between 2020 and 2021. Major bridges including substantial work on the Second Niger Bridge, completion of 13 housing estates under the National Housing Project Plan, and the commissioning of the Lagos-Kano, Maiduguri and Enugu International Airports, among others. Part of the message describes today as marking a new decade, a time of hope, optimism and fresh possibilities. We look forward as a nation to the 2020s as the opportunity to build on the foundations we have laid together on security, diversification of our economy, and taking on the curse of corruption. These are the pledges on which I have been twice elected president and remain the framework for a stable, sustainable, and more prosperous future. President Buhari also promised to strengthen the electoral process and not run in any other election. In his words, elections are the cornerstone of our democracy. I salute the commitment of the millions who voted in peace last February and of those leaders who contested for office vigorously but fairly, submitting to the authority of the electorate and the Independent National Electoral Commission and judicial process. I understand very well the frustrations of our system has in the past triggered. I will be standing down in 2023 and will not be available in any future elections. Staying with New Year messages, the Senate President Ahmed Lawan believes 2020 will usher in peace and economic growth for the benefit of all Nigerians. He said this much in his New Year message. Senator Lawan hailed the resilience of Nigerians for their commitments to the unity and prosperity of the country and support for President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. According to the Senate President, I have no doubt in my mind that with the timely passage of the budget, restoration of the January to December financial year and other amendments recently made to our laws by the 9th National Assembly, the economy will enjoy significant growth in the new year. Meanwhile, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, sees the past year as a remarkable one in Nigeria's history because of the peaceful general elections. He believes 2020 would be even better for the citizens. In his words, as an optimist, I have a strong belief that the year 2020 will be better for the country in all ramifications. Let's not despair. Let's keep hope alive, and God Almighty will see us through. Both leaders of the National Assembly wish every Nigerian at home or abroad a happy and prosperous 2020. And in South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa has pledged to work with fellow African leaders to forge ahead with the Continental Free Trade Area as he takes over the chairmanship of the African Union this January. In his New Year message to his citizens, he also reminded them of the challenges that still lie ahead alongside efforts to fix the country. Our Johannesburg Bureau Chief, Betty Dibia, reports from Johannesburg.
I wish you all a very successful New Year.
May God bless us all, keep us, protect us, and make 2020 just a year of abundant blessings and a closer walk with God.
Make sure that you don't eat the food and throw it in the bin because somebody out there doesn't have the food. So, umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu, that's what we'll say in South Africa.
The new year has already recorded some not-so-positive incidents in South Africa, from a drive-by shooting that claimed the lives of 2 New Year revelers in Johannesburg to multiple fatalities on the highways. But President Cyril Ramaphosa, in his New Year message to the nation, reminded everyone of the highs and lows of 2019, as well as the positives that can be achieved collectively in 2020.
We know only too well the enormity of the challenges that confront us. But we are united in the knowledge that we have the means and the determination to overcome them. Let us each play our part, for upon the conduct of each depends the fate of all. By working together towards the South Africa that we all want, sparing neither strength nor courage, we will progress and we will succeed.
2019 was no doubt a taxing year for diplomatic relations between Nigeria and South Africa. The storm was weathered, and Nigeria's High Commissioner to South Africa, Ambassador Kabir Bala, outlined some of the steps that will be taken to improve relations even more.
One of them is to reactivate the Nigeria-South Africa consular consultation. And I have had a call from the Department of International Relations here that they will want to see us reactivating that in the first quarter of 2020.
And as South Africa takes over the chairmanship of the African Union in 2020, Ambassador Bala also hopes that more massive enlightenment will be taken to every African anywhere in the world to carry everyone along for maximum impact. And while we look forward to the fulfillment of everyone's hopes and aspirations this year, we'll join to wish you a Happy New Year. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
To security now, the Arab League have urged the warring sides in Libya not to do anything that might enable the deployment of foreign fighters in the North African country and worsen its conflict. The Arab League's council, its top body, met in Cairo on Tuesday after Egypt called for an emergency meeting on Libya, where Eastern-based forces led by military commander Khalifa Haftar are trying to seize the capital, Tripoli. Turkey has said it will seek parliamentary support for sending troops to Libya, and senior Turkish sources have said Turkey is also considering sending allied Syrian fighters as part of the deployment. Egypt is one of Haftar's foremost foreign backers. Turkey supports the internationally recognized government in Tripoli. And to politics, Guinea-Bissau's former Prime Minister and former Army General Umaru Sissoco Embalo has won Sunday's presidential election with 54% of the vote. The 47-year-old, who beat another former Prime Minister, Domingos Simoes Pereira, in a runoff vote, will succeed incumbent President José Mario Vaz, whose tenure was marred by political infighting, an ill function in parliament and corruption. Embalo, who served as Prime Minister under Vaz from 2016 to 2018, faces the difficult task of overcoming a long-running political impasse and modernizing the West African country of 1.6 million people, which has suffered 9 coups or attempted coups since independence from Portugal in 1974.